हेलो वेलकम स्टूडेंट्स। कैसे हो आप सब लोग? फटाफट से मुझे बता दो कि मैं परफेक्टली विजिबल और परफेक्टली ऑडिबल हूँ। गिव मी अ थम्स अप। गिव मी अ थम्स अप फटाफट। देन we'll start solving the questions. Good evening कार्तिकेय, good evening. Okay, so we'll be covering a bit today with respect to the questions. हम questions करते आ रहे हैं अभी तक, हम questions ही करते आएंगे, but I really need your suggestions as well कि हम और क्या लेकर आ सकते हैं with regard to the same series other than questions, क्योंकि questions करते करते भी we have done a lot. So please आप अपनी अपने suggestions comment box में डाल दो कि आपको कैसे questions would be preferred. ठीक है. ऑल्सो कैसे चल रही है क्लैट की प्रिपरेशन? फटाफट से मुझे कमेंट बॉक्स में बताओ. फटाफट से कमेंट बॉक्स में बताओ. ऑल गुड. ओके. गिव मी अ मिनट. गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग. क्लैट में अभी मॉक स्कोर कितना आ रहा है अभी? फटाफट से बताओ. गुड इवनिंग प्रियांशी, गुड इवनिंग दशरथ, गुड इवनिंग नैनी. मॉक स्कोर कितना अरेंज कर रहा है? फटाफट बताओ. दे भी रहे हो मॉक्स या नहीं दे रहे हो? 85 to 90. ओके. सबसे ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट क्या लग रहा है? Adrija is 90 to 95. Okay. Which is a difficult subject? Which is the most difficult subject that you guys find? Quants, why? लीगल डिफिकल्ट है? कैसे प्रियांशी, कैसे डिफिकल्ट है लीगल? अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे बताओ कि वी कवरिंग द सीरीज, जो हम सीरीज अभी कर रहे हैं, दैट इज एनएलयू कॉलिंग, वी हैव डन ऑलमोस्ट एवरी सब्जेक्ट के क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है. तो जितने भी क्वेश्चंस हम कर चुके हैं, उसके अलावा व्हाट एल्स डू यू गाइज वांट दैट वी शुड डू विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द सीरीज? जैसे इफ यू वांट कि कुछ क्विजेस हो जाएं, लेकिन लीगल में क्या ही कुछ क्विज वुड नॉट बी दैट फीजिबल, राइट? तो व्हाट डू यू गाइज सजेस्ट कि व्हाट शुड बी गो अहेड एंड डू? ओवर थिंकिंग से तो फिर तुम्हारा पेपर बिगड़ जाएगा, द डी डे वुड गो रॉन्ग. अच्छा ठीक है. क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करते हैं विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. पैराग्राफ है अगेन. There is a paragraph. Supreme Court of India declared that the right to privacy is a fundamental right and that the right to informational privacy is part of this right. Subsequently, the Parliament of India enacted a new law relating to digital personal data protection. The law applies to Indian residents and businesses collecting the data of Indian residents. Non-citizens living in India whose data processing is in connection with any activity related to the offerings of the goods or services that happens outside India. Key provisions of the law: personal data can be processed for any lawful purpose. If the personal data is sensitive, then additional safeguards must be observed. Data can be processed either by taking the concerned individual's consent or for legitimate uses, such as when an individual voluntarily provides personal data for a specified purpose. Consent must be free, specified, informed, unconditional, unambiguous, and based on a clear affirmative action for a specific purpose. Data collected must be limited to necessity for that purpose. A clear notice must be provided to consumers, including their rights and grievances redressal mechanism. Individuals have the right to withdraw consent if consent is the ground on which data is being processed. Rights of individuals under the law include right to set a summary of all collected data, right to know the identities of all entities, organizations with whom the data has been shared, along with a description of the data shared. Right to correction, completion, updating, and erasure of data. Right to obtain redressal of grievances. Right to nominate persons who will receive their data. This is an excerpt that we have taken from Anirudh Burman, Understanding India's New Data Protection Law, Carnage, India, October 3, 2023. Yeah, sure, you can have a minute to read. Read and tell me. When you guys are done, do let me know. Okay, moving ahead. The first question: a social media platform processes user data based on consent given during account creation. A user now wishes to withdraw consent to process their data. Under the Digital Personal Data Protection Law in India, what must the platform do? Tell me the answer. Karthiki says B. Other students, Adrija says also says B. Priyanshi also says B. The answer would be B. Comply with the legal requirements and stop processing the data. That is a correct answer. A financial institution collects biometric data from its clients for verification purposes. If the clients wish to know what data has been collected under the Digital Personal Data Protection Law in India, what right allows them to request this information? Right to data probability, portability, right to correction, right to access, right to be forgotten. इसका आंसर इजी है, जल्दी बताओ. Yes. क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछ रहे हो अद्रिजा? आंसर बताओ। बहुत इजी आंसर है वैसे तो। The answer to the following question would be C. It is a very easy answer. Data portability नहीं हो सकता, correction नहीं हो सकता, forgotten तो नहीं ही हो सकता. तो for sure answer would be the access only, right? Okay. A startup provides a health tracking app that collects sensitive health data from users. Under the Digital Personal Data Protection Law in India, what additional precautions must the startup take compared to regular personal data? No additional measures are needed. Ensure explicit consent and adopt higher security standards. Store the data only with the government agencies. Store the data only with hospitals and healthcare institutions. Should I go back to passage once again? ठीक है, आंसर पहले ही आ गया है कि थर्ड का बी है. Correct. The answer would be B. Last question. As per the passage, what are the rights included under the Digital Data Protection Law of India? Right to get the summary of collected data, right to know the whom the data has been shared, right to correct and update the data, right to get the data removed from the database, right to decide on who can survive the data, right to get redressal and of grievances. Give me the answer. Kartike, what's your status for the answer of question number 4? Priyanshu says D, Adrija also says D. All the pointers are correct. Yes, the answer is D, which is a correct answer. Next paragraph, I am giving you 5 minutes. Read it. Tell me when you're done. So the first question, in 2014, during a pandemic, a district magistrate issued an indefinite internet shutdown order to stop misinformation spreading on WhatsApp/Facebook. Is this order legal? Okay. Priyanshi says D. Other students? The answer would be D. Why it would be D? No, because the order was indefinite. In 2021, to prevent cheating in the NMT exam, the central government ordered a nationwide internet shutdown under the 2017 rules. Many argue that shutting down internet in schools was sufficient, but what will the Supreme Court decide? Exactly, it was not at all legal because a nationwide shutdown was not necessary or unavoidable at that moment of time, right? Next question. In the above enmity case, the communication minister passed the order while the Home Secretary was abroad but available virtually. The Home Secretary had not delegated power. Consider the minister had power under 2017 rules. Passing the order by the minister was avoidable. Power remained with the Home Secretary. The minister did not have power under the rules, which was false. Which is false. We are talking about third question, not second. Correct. The answer will only first statement that a minister had power under 2017 rules. A joint secretary passed an order authorized by Home Secretary on 15th October 2021, suspending internet nationwide on 25th of October 2021. The order was sent within 8 hours to review committee, which approved it on 22nd of October 2021. Is the order legal? Should I show you the passage again? The answer is being wrong. Just एक बार वापस से पढ़ो. स्टिल है. वापस से पढ़ो. What did the Anuradha Bhasin case law said? That freedom to access information equals to freedom of article. Freedom to conduct trade slash business online is equals to part of Article 1G. Every shutdown restricts these rights, so it must meet the constitutional test: sovereignty, security, integrity, public order, or prevention of offences. Shutdown orders must be reasoned and publicly available. Was it reasoned and publicly available? Was it or was it not? जल्दी बताओ. आंसर तो गलत कर रहे हो आप लोग. Was it publicly available and properly reasoned? It is. See the dates. It's 2021. And when did the Anuradha Basin case came? It came in 2020. The Supreme Court ruling. So it would be cumulative of 2017 rules and 2020 rules. Right? That is the reason question is not stating anything about it. The answer should be B, no, because the procedure under 2017 rules was not followed. But then all the rules according to 2017 were followed, but not Anuradha Basim's case were followed. So there is a big confusion between A and B. I think the question lack a bit of not so better. Yeah. If according to that, then the answer it would be answer A, option A. Let's see इसका figure out करते हैं कि या 2020 की रूल्स फॉलो नहीं किए प्लस 2021 की रूलिंग को फॉलो नहीं तो 2021 का केस है 2020 के पहले का 2017 के पहले का केस होता तो वी कुड हैव जस्ट कंसिडर कि 2017 की रूलिंग्स फॉलो की गई हूँ करेक्ट तो टेक्निकली द आंसर शुड बी बी बट बी की जो एंड की रीजनिंग है वो थोड़ी ऊपर नीचे है नेक्स्ट in Arnab Ranjan Goswami versus Union of India, a bench of Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud and Ms. M.R. Shah J.J. refused to transfer to the CBI. The criminal case is lodged against Republic TV editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami for an allegedly defamatory show aired on April 21 in connection with the Palghar mob lynching case. You read the passage. As soon as you're done, do let me know. Done. Okay. The first question being the passage mentions Arnab's request to transfer the case to the CBI. What could be the appropriate reason? सही सोच रही हो प्रियांशी? थोड़ा और सोचो. Yes, the answer is B. The next question, the court observed questions you cannot answer are better than questions you cannot question. Based on this, what best describes the scope of such questions? Too many questions. Answer बताओ. Second का answer. Second का answer. Second question का answer. फटाफट. Tell me second question का answer. Okay. So basically the court is saying that जो questions हैं जिनके आंसर हमको नहीं पता are better questions. जो कि questions जो जिनको हम question की तरह ही frame नहीं कर पा रहे. Right? तो what actually best describe the scope of such questions? एक बार वापस से पैराग्राफ खोलते हैं. So there is a quote which, one of the famous persons stated, you will know her, stated, questions you cannot answer are usually far better for you than answers you cannot question. So what would be the, best description for the same with respect to the second question is, so the term questions are not subject to limitations, that cannot go. Those questions are limited to information warranted by the person. No, that also cannot go. The court is referring to the right to information, which is also not correct. The questions are also subject to limitations imposed upon the freedom of speech and expression. While you read whole of the paragraph, while you read here, everything is on Article 1A, which is like right to freedom of speech and expression, and everything they're talking about the same. So what will you mark? You will mark something similar to that, right? So yes, the question answer would be D. The questions are also subject to limitations imposed upon the freedom of speech and expression. Next, defamation has exceptions. Example, Truth if proved for public good. Which of the following question statements are not defamatory? An article published in an newspaper about the so you read the options and tell me which is the correct answer. It's also an easy question. Correct. The answer would be A. Why did the court order merging of multiple FIRs into one with investigation in Mumbai? फोर्थ का आंसर जल्दी बताओ जल्दी. The answer is correct, Karthike. Yeah, a bit, but then sometimes the questions can be out of line. Haven't you seen the last year's paper? You never know. But yeah, the question can be a bit out of line, but within the context, it was there. Correct. The answer is fourth A, and that ends the session for the today. And I hope I'll see much more recommendations from you guys in the comment box. To give your recommendations, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you really liked it. Chalo, bye bye. Take care.